Olivia, the Director of Product Management for Anchor, and I'm excited to be here today to tell you about our report area of the Anchor system. In this area, it's really great. You have a lot of information right at your fingertips. You can drag and drop to save the views you want, and you can schedule reports. Let me show you how that works. So we hop into Anchor and we go into the reports section. So right here, you can see that there's 3 different sections: our accounting, our operations, and our sales and marketing. I'm just going to show you my top few reports. There's lots of reports in here to get you the information you need, but I'm going to show you my favorites to find the most useful information. So the first one I want to show you is the sales revenue report. I love this report because it pulls data from salesperson, who's selling the most revenue for me, what companies are driving the most revenue for me, which one of my event spaces is driving the most revenue. It's a really great way to see which of my different areas of the business are really working hard for me. So I just click on the report and I search for whichever date range I want. So I'm going to look for the first half of this month and hit submit. Note that I can pull any of my reports by a cruise date or event date or a transaction date. So it depends on if I want to know how much revenue I'm going to get the day that they show up or how much revenue I got the day that they made the transaction. So I scheduled my report. I just roll down here and I'll see it under requested reports. And it's going to go ahead and pull the system in the background. I'm going to open one that I ran a little bit ago. I can see it down here under other requested reports. And I'm going to open it up. Now before I click on that, I want to call out, you could download all of this into Excel, but I really like the simplified view right here. So I'm going to click on the magnifying glass and it's going to open up the report. In this view, you'll notice that the default has areas here so I can see how much revenue is coming from my ticket booth, how much is coming from my call center, how much is coming from my sales team, or how much money is being driven through my app or my B2B portal. All different areas of Anchor that we have. I can see them all here, and I can even organize them in order by channel, so I can see which one's driving the most revenue to me. If I drill down a little bit more, maybe I want to look at my sales team. I can see who's my top seller. So if I click here, I can see that Jacqueline is really driving the most revenue for me in this amount of time. Maybe I want to see a different view. Maybe I want to see by which company is driving the most revenue. I can take company and see how I just am able to drag and drop that over. I can drop it right here and I can see which companies are driving the most revenue for me. So that really helps me to be able to talk to them and either incentivize the ones that are doing a great job or talk to the ones that aren't doing so well and see what I can do to help encourage them to book more for us. If I like this view, I can go over here and I can save it. So this is going to be my company view. So I can hit save, and I can save this as my company report. And that means that every time I go in here, I'll be able to find this view. I can make this just for myself, or I can make it available for everybody else that I work with. I can even make it as a global report if I'm an operation that has multiple locations. And I just hit submit. Now you'll notice that the default view is automatically saved here. So when I come in, it normally looks like this, the way that we came in originally, but then I can go through and I can choose any of these options here, like that company report, click on it, and there's that view that I saved and really liked. Another option that I can do in here is drag and drop by any of these other fields. Maybe I want to see how much revenue is coming in through all of my different event spaces. All of these are in alphabetical order. I can take vessel, put it at the top, and see which vessel drove the most revenue for me. I can also see the reasons that people refunded or the sales channel that things came from. There's endless numbers of different options here of the reports that you can save and the views that you can see. If you like a certain view, you can save it like I showed you. You can even schedule your reports too. That's one of my favorite parts. I used to have to go in, run a report regularly, and I would just prefer to wake up in the morning and have all the information I need at my fingertips. So here I can click on the little clock button and I can schedule a report. So I can call this my weekly company report. And I can say that I want it weekly and I want it on Monday morning with my coffee. So I'm going to have this come in at 8 a.m. and I want to see it on a weekly basis and I want to see it for the last 7 days. So I can go ahead and click here and submit, and then that will be a scheduled report. That means that on Mondays at 8 a.m., I'm always going to get my weekly company report in my inbox. I just click on it and open it up, and I'd see that exact view that we were talking about before. My next favorite report over here is our Master Monthly Report. This report shows a lot of information about the tickets that have been sold and my most popular tours. So again, I'm going to choose it by a date range. And then here I can choose if I want to see it by cruise or event date, or if I want to see it by transaction date, and I hit submit. I'm just going to scroll down, and again, you can see that the report is being processed. And as soon as it's done, you can click on the magnifying glass and it'll open it up. I'm going to open up this one here that I just pulled a few moments ago. So the Master Monthly Report, as I mentioned, is going to show you total by tour. I'd like to tell you, we like to take an approach here at Anchor where we'd prefer to give you all the information at your fingertips, and then you can find what it is that you need, versus you having to reach out to us to get you the information you want. So from here, I can see all my different tours, I can see how many tickets were sold on them, and how many people were checked in, and I can see how much revenue came in through any of my taxes or fees and my total. Again, I can drag and drop any of these around, and I can filter any of these. So I'm going to go to tour name, and I'm only going to want to see my dinners, and just my regular products and my brunches. And I can save this one too, and I can call this my core products report. So that's a recap of what the reports have to offer within the Anchor system. As you can see, you're able to find any of the fields that you need, save the views that you want, and then schedule reports to come to you regularly. A pretty comprehensive way to get all the data you need at your fingertips.